What is up, investors? Jason here. In this video, we're going to be talking about a couple different EV stocks. Now, here in 2022, it's a bit different for EV stocks than it was in 2020, when pretty much any company that had announced that they were an EV company, their stocks did absolutely amazing in the beginning. Well, mostly were SPAC plays, and SPAC stocks were really big in 2020, but they got a pretty bad rep coming into 2021, where a lot of these SPACs didn't really perform well after their stocks went public. Now, there were some EV stocks that did go public in 2021 that I do like. One is Rivian, which did not go public through a SPAC merger. That is ticker symbol RIVN, and that's a very large EV company that is not producing very many vehicles right now, but they do have a lot of capital that they have raised. They're invested in by Amazon and Ford. And then there's Lucid Motors, which did go public through a SPAC merger. Their ticker symbol is LCID, and they are getting they're currently getting an SEC investigation at this moment, but they do have vehicles that people can see on the roads. They are starting to fill some orders, and things are moving along with this company. So these two in particular I do like. Obviously, I like Tesla as well. Now, some of these EV stocks that did go public through a SPAC merger, like Faraday Futures, ticker symbol FFIE, Nikola Motors, ticker symbol NKLA, and Lordstown Motors, ticker symbol RIDE, those ones have not really lived up to expectations or are not performing as well as a lot of people would like them to. Some of that is due to lies within the company or whatever that could be. Now, I'm not here to bash any company. I'm a big fan of EV stocks, and you guys know that. So I mainly just want to talk about the two, though, in particular that I'm talking about in this video, Lucid Motors and Rivian, because I like these two in particular, and I find these both interesting. And I kind of want to do a bit of a technical analysis of both of them and just kind of go over some recent news about them. But overall, in the whole EV space, I mean, we do have a lot of red that we've been seeing, but that's besides the point. The market's been acting crazy. So as we get to it, if you guys don't mind, please do me a huge favor. Please be sure to smash, destroy, annihilate, or gently press that like button. It helps me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. Helps spread the video so more people might find it interesting, and subscribe if you have not already. And I do talk about stocks and crypto on this channel, so do keep that in mind. Now let's get to it. Now, originally, when every EV stock was doing very well in 2020, that was because we're comparing it all off of the growth of Tesla stock. Now, I was somebody that was invested in the Tesla in 2018 and in 2019. The last shares of Tesla I ever bought would be the equivalent of buying Tesla shares at $50, which that was back in 2019. And since then, of course, Tesla stock has just done absolutely amazing, now being valued at more than $1,000 at this moment. And that really was a big driving force all throughout 2020 for a lot of EV stocks that were really popping up in the market through SPAC mergers. And that's where we saw stocks like Lordstown Motors coming out. That's where we saw stocks like NIO come out. We saw a big play with the Chinese stocks. Now, NIO was not one that went public through a SPAC merger, but it was one that had really good performance in 2020. There was a lot of high expectations for NIO, which the company, in my opinion, has done very well. But the more as time had gone on, a lot of these smaller EV stocks that were popping up, like Faraday Futures, for example, they came out in the market through a SPAC merger, and now if we look at where their stock is performing, they're not even living up to that base $10 price that the stock had gone public for, where it's currently trading for around $5.19 at the time that I'm making this video. So it's a much different scenario for these type of stocks than we had when they originally were coming out in the market. A big example was Lordstown Motors. There was a lot of high expectations for Lordstown Motors. They even had the attention of the President of the United States. Donald Trump at the time was had showcased this vehicle, one of their vehicles at an event, and there was just a lot of hope for this. And we had seen Lordstown Motors stock go upwards around $30 or even a little bit more at its highs. But now Lordstown Motors stock, ticker symbol RIDE, is trading for $3.12 at the time that I'm making this video. And it's just been a big difference than it is now. But looking over at stocks like Lucid Motors, now this one, ticker symbol LCID, Lucid Motors had a very great run when their stock did officially say that they were doing their merger. We had seen their previous SPAC stock go up above $60, and then it quickly crashed down. But that was a lot of growth real fast. There was a lot of different manipulation going on with their stock, and it was sitting a lot better at the prices of around $20, $25, $30 around there. But now we've seen some good growth with Lucid Motors stock. And this has all happened during the time that we were seeing Rivian stock going public and coming out. So with Lucid Motors stock going up a lot in October of 2021 into November of 2021, we saw it take a bit of a dip through December, but it looks like it might be picking up some steam here in January. Hopefully that is the case, because there has been a good amount of activity going on with Lucid, because they are expanding their factory. They're starting to do deliveries, and that has been a big driving force for their stock. Now, for the case of Rivian was one that had a giant IPO. Now, they had their IPO in November of 2021, and since then we've seen the stock drop down a bit after it had reached its all-time high of around $180, and now it's currently trading for $81.60 at the time that I'm making this video. So a lot has really changed with Rivian just over these last couple months. Now, with so many EV vehicle companies that have gone public in 2020 and 2021, it's been really hard to find one that actually lives up to any of the hype that they have, as well as being any sort of real company that can live up to what that Tesla has built as a foundation for EV vehicles, because Tesla's done some amazing things, and they've really changed the game and made a lot of companies, a lot of the big dogs, Ford, GM, Honda, all them have to switch gears and change direction on their vehicle production, which eventually they're going to be big players in the EV game. But as far as pure play US-based EV companies, Lucid Motors and Rivian are ones that have been able to really live up to that hype and show that they are ones that can compete with Tesla. And the average consumers are ones that can really relate to their vehicles. They find them really cool. The Rivian R1T, it was Motor Trend's Truck of the Year, and the Lucid Air is Motor Trend's Car of the Year. Now, both these vehicles are pretty expensive, but that just tells us where the consumer is interested on their investments in a vehicle. Now, one of the things that is hurting both these stocks is their inability to live up to the expectations that they had created on how many vehicles they will deliver, because both Rivian and Lucid Motors do have a good number of pre-orders that they had before they were even starting production of their vehicles. But now, due to supply chain issues, they're not even able to completely hit the numbers that they had said that they were going to by even the end of 2022. It's looking like a lot of their vehicles that are on pre-orders might not even be able to be delivered until sometime in 2023. At least that's one of the big cases for Rivian, because Rivian has a large number of back orders, but they have a large number of production issues. A lot of these supply chain issues are really affecting these companies, and Lucid Motors' plans for 20,000 vehicles by the end of 2022 isn't looking like that's something that is going to happen now. The CEO has done a little bit of backtracking, say that this isn't going to possibly happen due to the supply chain issues. But I would say that both these companies are in the right direction, though, because even though that they are having these supply chain issues, they still are on track as far as they're building up production capabilities. Now, by the end of 2023, Rivian is saying that they're going to be able to produce upwards around 200,000 vehicles max as their maximum production at that time. And Lucid Motors is also saying that they will have a large increase in their abilities to have maximum production in 2023, 2024, around there, as they are both expanding a lot of their factories and their abilities to produce more vehicles. So these are great things that they have the capabilities of doing, but they have these supply chain issues, which eventually these will all be solved and overcome, and a lot of these issues won't really be something that would be that much of a major issue as time does go on. But for now, Tesla, who does not have these large supply chain issues due to them changing things around and being able to produce their own chips, that has really been able to benefit them to continue being the dominant player in the EV space. But I would say eventually we will see Lucid Motors and Rivian living up to the hype that they had created for themselves, and more than likely these drops in their prices of their stock could be a good opportunity to get good value in the future. So that's one area to look at it. Now, I'm very interested in both Lucid Motors stock and Rivian stock, and in my opinion, it's just a matter of time until we do see both these stocks living up more to the hype that has been created, and I think that their vehicles are absolutely amazing. Now, the only vehicle of these that I've seen on the road is the Lucid Air, and that is just because I live in Northern California, and they were doing a lot of tests driving from San Francisco to Sacramento, and that's just how I've been able to see them. But anyways, I'd like to hear everybody's thoughts on Lucid and Rivian. What do you guys think about the prices of their stock currently? Do you feel like that now is a buying opportunity, or do you think that possibly we should be waiting a little bit longer? So with that being said, please like, share, comment, subscribe. New videos coming out all the time. Thank you guys for watching.